Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're decoding the psychological frameworks of two absolutely massive voices in this space, Jarrett Grossman and Eric Thomas. We are going to look at the actual architecture of identity, breaking down how self-belief, well, it isn't just some abstract, feel-good concept, right? It's a tangible mechanism that literally, physically dictates your success. So by the end of this, you are going to understand exactly how the greats short-circuit their own doubt to turn massive obstacles into pure momentum. Let's get into it. To really grasp this first concept, I want you to imagine a pretty radical scenario. Just picture this. You wake up in a hospital. You've been in a coma and you have absolutely zero memory of who you are. The whole slate is wiped clean. Now, imagine a doctor walks into the room and tells you, dead serious, that you used to be an elite Navy SEAL. And not just that, but your team urgently needs you back in the field right this second. I mean, really think about it. How would you react to that?
Look at the sheer contrast here. Think about how you'd physically hold yourself if you genuinely believed, to your core, that you were a Navy SEAL. The posture, the unwavering eye contact, the total self-concept you'd instantly build as you walk down that hospital hallway. Now, compare that to waking up and being told you're a piano instructor. Highly skilled for sure, but your physical embodiment would be entirely different, right? And that difference is based purely on one single piece of information about your identity.
So this perfectly illustrates Jarrett Grossman's core concept, which is that your brain operates exactly like a circuit switch. It's really fascinating. The moment you introduce the right wire, like an unwavering belief in who you are, you don't just think it, you physically embody that feeling. Being successful in life is heavily reliant on having this exact belief system wired right into your identity. Because if you wire in that proper electrical current of belief, you completely bypass all that internal friction and you just shoot straight towards your target. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Think about two actors walking into an audition. The actor who truly deeply believes inside themselves that they're the absolute best in the world, they're going to perform entirely differently than the one who's just standing there thinking, oh man, I hope I'm good. That hoping actor fails because they're stuck internally analyzing themselves instead of just living the role. But the actor who believes they're the best, they'll use their natural voice, their tone will be deeply convincing because their circuit switch is firmly flipped to I am the best. So the absolutely crucial point we need to take away from Grossman's framework here is pretty stark. If you are unsure about who you are, your dreams simply will never become a reality. I mean, the foundational wire is just missing. Without that firm belief system, the current literally cannot flow, and the actions required to build your dreams just cannot be powered. Section 1, the doubt default. Okay, it is absolutely vital to understand this fundamental truth. Everyone has mental doubts in life. Literally, everyone faces internal conflicts. Even the most successful people you look up to, the absolute greats in any field, they experience that sudden flash of doubt. The critical differentiator here isn't the absence of doubt. It's the fact that the greats, they just don't live there. So you're probably wondering, how do they do it? Well, the greats handle those negative thoughts in the exact fraction of a second they occur. They don't let them fester at all. Step 1 is simply recognizing the conflict. But step two is where the magic happens. They completely overwhelm that doubt with immediate positive action. They draw on that utmost confidence in themselves, that identity we were just talking about, to assert that they can handle the situation, and they aggressively move forward. To successfully execute that kind of overwhelming action, you have to operate at 100%. You have to actively trust that you are inherently better than the specific moment of doubt you're facing. Because that trust ensures your effort always stays at maximum capacity. When you trust yourself 100%, you leave zero mental bandwidth for hesitation. The greats, they just see the world totally differently. Section 2, the mindset shift, obligation versus opportunity. Which brings us to a really crucial concept from Eric Thomas. I need you to do yourself a huge favor here and think deeply about your own internal dialogue when your effort starts slipping. Like, what are you actually focusing on during those moments when your effort drops to 70%, or plummets to 50%, or hits a rock bottom 30%? Because if you can decode what's happening in your brain during a low-effort moment, you can basically unlock any success you want in life. The answer to that lies in this powerful contrast. Thomas points out that when your effort is low, it is almost a guarantee that you aren't thinking about the opportunity in front of you. Actually, instead, you're looking at your tasks as obligations. And look, it's a mindset of burden we all naturally fall into from time to time, right? You start thinking of tasks as things you have to do, or things somebody else is making you do. But flipping that to an opportunity mindset, a mindset of excitement and privilege, that is a totally manageable tool that completely changes the game.
People are constantly asking Eric Thomas how he does it. They ask him, E.T., how do you stay pumped up? Like, how do you stay on fire? How are you always so driven? They want to know how he stays so strong, even through the missed trials, the extreme tribulations, and, all the haters actively trying to break him down. How exactly does he maintain that 100% effort when the entire world is pushing back?
Well, his secret is brilliantly simple, but it requires some intense daily discipline. He just keeps thinking about the opportunities. Every single time he wakes up, while the rest of us are, hitting snooze and dreading the alarm, his immediate thought is, I'm alive, baby, this is the day. He literally trains his brain to see simply waking up and having breath in his lungs as the ultimate opportunity. When you realize that just being alive to play the game is the opportunity of a lifetime, that whole concept of obligation completely evaporates.
And this leads us straight into the ultimate formula for breaking through your current ceilings. If you want to achieve things you've never had before, and if you want to do what you've never done, you must fundamentally change your mentality. You've got to flip that switch. Just watch how rapidly your efforts skyrockets the second you stop complaining about what you have to do and start getting genuinely excited about the fact that you get to do it.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct challenge based on everything we've unpacked today from Grossman and Thomas. Take a hard look at your own life right now. Identify one thing you've been dreading. One area where you're giving maybe 30 or 50% effort because it just feels like a heavy obligation. Ask yourself, how can you flip the switch on your mindset today? How can you wire your brain to see that exact same task as the opportunity of a lifetime? Because the moment you do, everything changes.